Rain, come here. Rain, sit in that one. Sit in that chair.
When those marriage vows were said, and you hear the words for better or for worse, they wasn't playing. See, marriage sometimes can be like that Apple user agreement. You probably should read everything that's in it because there's some things at the bottom of the page that's probably going to enrage you. Now, and they give you a nice shiny phone too. It's beautiful. And sometimes it's the same version every year with just a little bit of a different twist. Now, the better part, it's advertised. It's beautiful. Social media shows you reels of the lady with the beautiful dress and the veil. The groom standing at the end. He sees his bride come down the aisle and tears hit his eyes. So magical. It's almost as she's floating on Aladdin's carpet. She gets to the end. She says, I do. The kisses are exchanged. Reality hits. That worst part, they don't talk about that. They don't talk about what it's like when you're sitting in a room trying to figure out the right words to say when there are none. They don't talk about those times when you're supposed to say sorry and you do, and you think that that's going to make a difference, but it doesn't. They don't talk about that one part where you're sitting on a couch in the dark trying to reassure yourself that you are the light, but all you can feel is the darkness. They don't tell you about the part when it's cold inside, even though the heat is on. They don't tell you about the part where she's tired and you're not. They don't tell you about the part where she's tired and your body is reacting in more places than one, and all you want is that inside comfort, if you get my drift. But when you move that cover and move those legs, all you get is the inside drift. I'm tired. They don't tell you what to do with your hands afterwards either. They don't tell you when wandering eyes create wandering lies and you wonder if you should tell the truth or lie. They don't tell you when your back is tired and your eyes are the same, but you have to get up the next morning and look that person in the face and say, I apologize again for whatever it was that occurred last night. And you have to forgive yourself and you have to forgive her, and they don't teach you how. Marriage is tough. It's really tough. They don't tell you about the part where you have to face your addictions and you have to choose if you're going to hide them from your spouse or not. And when you do tell one of those wandering lies and you have to come back to the truth and she says, where were you? They don't tell you about the part where you say where you were knowing that it's a lie and you know the truth is eating you inside. They don't tell you about that part. They show you for better. They say for sickness and in health. They tell you about health. They don't tell you about health care when you break your hand because you punched the wall because of your frustration. For better or for worse. They don't tell you how to reassure yourself when you know that reassuring is needed. For better or for worse. And the greatest thing about marriage is that even though everything is put in that user agreement, they say the Bible is basic instruction before leaving the earth, and maybe someone should make a Bible, marriage instruction before leaving the earth. Because it would be useful if somebody told you what worse looks like. And the greatest part about it, the greatest part, is even with all of that terminology in that user agreement, the things that you do know, the things that you don't know, is that you'll sign that contract every single time, and you would never trade that player from your roster. Because it's for better or for worse. For better or for worse. Through sickness and in health, and for richer or for poor. I barely have any money. Well, we gonna be okay anyway.
That's perfect.